Hello, divine creations, divine marvels, children of God. So, just because it looks good and feels good doesn't mean it is good. So, for almost 20 years, I've been investigating and exploring a teacher who wears robes, has built a temple, radiates Shaktipat like you wouldn't believe. I took a friend to this place, and this person could feel it in the parking lot. Can quote Ramana Maharshi. On the surface, looks to be a liberated, enlightened being, and interesting enough, what I'm about there, it's the experience of two brothers who joined this community. The first brother, and so people sometimes live at this community because the energy is just like, it's so strong. You walk in there and you just feel peace. It's amazing. So the first brother had a psychotic break. He started to have the idea that everyone was enlightened except him, that other people were blocking his enlightenment, and this teacher didn't know what to do with it. This teacher knew how to radiate Shaktipat and knew how to quote Ramana Maharshi, and all he had to say to this person was inquire, just inquire. It was completely this teacher was completely unqualified and is considered an expert in the Vedanta world, but it is really just a fake and a sham. Had no idea how to cope with this situation. And so this person left, will have nothing to do with spirituality, doesn't believe in God anymore, luckily recovered from the psychotic break, and was kicked out, actually. Can you imagine that? I mean, he behaved in a, not a dangerous way, but he did something inappropriate. But the guy was psychotic. And why was he psychotic? Because he was high on Shaktipat and false teachings. And interesting enough, his brother actually joined this and almost had the same experience. This person started having out-of-body experiences and bliss experiences and completely dedicated, devoted, and then just literally had a complete breakdown and still hasn't recovered. Really feels like they're hanging on, like he just wants to die. The suffering is so deep. And luckily he's left that community. And so why talk about all this? Because it's one thing to listen to a YouTube video of a teacher or read a book and think about it. But to really take a teacher or a teaching seriously, you have to check them out. You have to really discern, is this person the real deal? And again, this person I'm talking about looks like the real deal, feels like the real deal, sounds like the real deal, and is not the real deal. And I've seen it over the years. People just dedicate their life to this person. And this is just two of the extremes that happen. Normally what happens is people just don't wake up and they kind of just waste a lot of time. And but make no mistake, Neo-Advaita or improperly taught Advaita is dangerous, bordering on deadly. There's who knows how many suicides. We know of at least 2 suicides that have happened at Neo-Advaita ashrams, and I'm sure there are many, many more. Discernment. And that's not to be, we don't need to be scared of properly taught Vedanta or Advaita Vedanta, but we do need to be deeply deeply discerning about the qualification of a teacher. It's like, if you were going to go on a trip down the Amazon, you wouldn't go with someone who has like a leaky boat and is like careless and, is a drunk, like this is the Amazon. Like it's a river. You need someone who knows what they're doing, someone who can help you cope with wildlife, who's aware of the various health, um, health challenges, like, um, and the Advaita Vedanta path is 1,000 times more subtle than a trip down the Amazon. Only a true guru, a true teacher, can properly lead somebody.